I'm gonna share my screen now, and we're gonna start. Do you see my share screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so this is the slide that we just finished at the last lesson, right?
Yes.
So we did discuss about the grammar have and has to, and don't and doesn't have to. And today we're going to continue with some questions to utilize have and have to and has to in our conversation. Okay, and now I'm gonna ask you, and you're gonna answer my questions about what your teacher has to do at weekends. You don't mind, it's mine. Or first, I'm gonna ask you, and then you're gonna ask me. Swap, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so, do you have to cook lunch?
No, I don't.
No, I don't. Do you have to do the washing?
Yes, I.
Yes, I do. Do you have to do the ironing?
No, I don't.
No, I don't. Do you have to do your homework?
Yes, I do.
Do you have to cook dinner?
No, I don't.
No, I don't.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have to tidy your room?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. Okay, now you're gonna ask and I will answer your questions.
Do you have to set the table?
No, I don't.
Do you have to get dressed before lunch?
No, I don't.
Do you cook lunch? Do you have to cook lunch?
Yes, I do. I have to cook lunch.
Do you have to get up early?
Yes, I do, but I would say sometimes. Sometimes I have to get up early, and sometimes I don't have to get up early. So it depends on my schedule. Okay, next.
Finally, do you have to tidy your room?
Yes, I do. Okay, thank you for your question. So, do you understand the structure? Do you have to?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. Okay. Next, we're gonna move to the adverbs of frequency. The adverbs of frequency means something like you always do, or you usually do, you normally do, you often do, or sometimes, or occasionally, seldom, hardly ever, and never. This is a range from 100% means always do something to 0% means you never do that. Okay, so can you give me an example of always?
Always?
Yes, something that you always do. 100%.
I always. I always do.
You always do that. Do you have anything that you always do that?
I always
Always take. I always tidy my room every day. Like you always do that, right? Or sometimes.
I always get dressed every night.
Yes, we need to get dressed. Well, yes, that's good. And this is the 100% that means you always do that. And the next step is 90%. I mean, you usually do that. Not always, but usually. For example, I usually wash my hair, but I'm not always. But I don't always wash my hair. I just usually wash my hair 2 days. 2 days a time. Yeah.
I usually wake up at 6 a.m.
Yes, I usually wake up at 6 a.m. Very good. And normally mean between frequently and usually. You know, it's in the middle.
I normally do my homework.
I normally do my homework. Yes, but I think that you usually do your homework, but normally. But if you said normally, it's yours, so it's normally. So I normally do my homeworks. So I am the same with this sentence. I normally get good marks. I normally get good marks. Okay. And the fourth one, which is 70%. 70% mean you often do that. You often do something. Often mean a little bit more than sometimes and less than usually, less than normally.
I often
in this word we have two ways to pronounce it. The first one is often, the second one is often. Often or often, or you can choose one of these ways to pronounce often, not often. Okay.
I often I often do the dishes.
I often do the dishes. Okay. Yes, it's good.
And
And we have sometimes mean 50% of doing something. You know, it's lower than often and more than occasionally. It's just in the middle. Yes. Can you give me one example of sometimes?
I sometimes do exercise um, e- every day.
I sometimes do exercise every day.
Yes.
Yes. I sometimes do exercise every day. Okay. But you don't need to say every day, or you can say that. Okay. How about occasionally? Occasionally, I occasionally
I occasionally
can you wait me a minute? I'm gonna be back at 10 seconds. I'm gonna get some water.
I occasionally set set my table.
Usually set my table. Yeah. Yeah.
I spend
I occasionally, yes, I occasionally set my table. I occasionally wake up lately or wake up early.
Seldom. I see. I seldom go to outside.
I seldom go to what?
Outside.
Go outside.
I seldom go outside.
So you just stay at home every day.
Yes.
Wow, okay. Yes, it's good, but because it's because of the COVID-19, right? So you just stay at home and study, right?
Yes.
Okay. How about hardly ever? Rarely. Rarely. Rarely means seldom. It is almost the same with seldom. I rarely or I hardly ever do something.
I
Hardly.
hardly ever
I hardly ever go to bed late.
I hardly ever go to bed late.
Yes, because I know that you go to bed very early. Like you go to bed at 10 o'clock and it's at the perfect time to sleep. Okay, so I never is easy, never mean you never do that.
I
Never.
never do the iron. I never do the ironing.
I never eat candy. I never eat sweets.
I
I never, you mean, you can say anything. I never do my homework. I never sleep. I never go to bed late. I never sing in the shower. Like you can say anything that you never do, like mean 0%, zero.
I never drink tea.
I never drink tea, yes, or I never drink coffee, or I never drink milk tea. I never eat too much candy. Yes, you can say anything, everything that you never do. Okay, so the structure here is that you're gonna put the subject, mean I, we, you, they, she, he, it, or any subjects, any person, and then you're gonna add an adverb behind after the subjects. For example, I always, she always, he always, and okay, and then you're gonna add the verb. I always do this. I always do that. She always do this. She always does it. He always does it. Okay. And if the verb is to be, means to be verb, you're gonna put am, is, are behind the subject. After the subject, mean I am, she is, he is, they are. And then you're gonna put an adverb. Like I am always, she is usually, he is occasionally, they are never, blah blah blah. Okay. Now let's practice some exercise. Now can you find for me 4 adverbs of frequency in this dialogue? And then you're gonna put it in the order from 0% to 100%. Okay, the first one, find for me 4 adverbs of frequency.
Is often, often.
Where can you tell me?
Is often.
Yeah, often. In which line? Can you tell me in which line? Ở dòng nào? Can you tell me in which line?
I often go to photography course.
So this is in the line 3. 1, 2, line 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, what else?
And always it's always good
It's
fun.
Oh my goodness. Okay. It's always good fun. What else?
And I sometimes go to music club.
Oh my gosh, so annoying. I sometimes go to music club. Very good.
And we usually meet on Fridays.
We usually meet on Fridays. Okay, anything else?
No.
Okay, so we have sometime here, but it's the same with this. So it's gonna be 2 adverbs of frequency. Sometimes. Okay, that's it, right?
Yeah.
Now let's put in the correct order from 0% to 100%. 0 mean never. This hardly ever mean 5%. So I think yes, 5% of hardly ever. And after hardly ever, we're gonna have what?
Number 1 is sometimes.
Yes, sometimes. Okay, so number 3 after hardly ever, we got sometimes. Okay. Now, after sometimes, what do we gonna have? What are we gonna have?
50. Often.
Often, okay. You can say often or often, whatever. After often, what are we gonna have?
I have usually.
Usually, yes. Usually means 90%, 90 or 80, I think. 90%, which is usually, and 100% we got.
Finally, we got always.
Always. I always do my homework. I always eat vegetables with meat, or I always eat cereal with milk. Yes, so always mean 100%, okay? The next one, can you put the adverbs of frequency? Yeah, here, these are the adverbs of frequency. And can you put it in the correct place? For example, you can put sometimes after watches. You can put often after for. You can put never after go. So where can you put sometimes in this sentence? Oh my God.
Is, Kate sometimes watches TV in her bedroom.
Yes, Kate sometimes watches TV in her bedroom. Okay, how about often?
Often. Joe is often late for school.
Yes, Joe is often late for school. Number three.
Number three, Harry never goes dancing.
Okay, we got Harry never goes dancing. Number four, Hannah
Hannah hardly ever does work at the weekend.
yes, Hannah hardly ever does sport at the weekend. Okay, how about William listens to music in bed?
William usually listens to music in bed.
Very good. Usually listen to music in bed. So we have adverbs of frequency gonna stand after the subject. Here, okay, very good. Now it's a little bit difficult, but you're gonna make a full sentence by rearrange the order of these words. Put the correct order to make a sentence. I will give you 3 minutes or 5 minutes. 3 or 5.
3.
Okay. 3 is good. 3 is good for you, so it's 3. Oh my God, I'm so tired today. So much work.
Finish.
Okay. Okay, number one.
Number one. Sally never lost the dishwasher.
Sally never loads. This one is loads. Loads the dishwasher. Okay. Number two.
I often text message send to my friend.
I often text. You have messages
Messages
to my friends. Okay. Number three, please.
Check is hardly ever hungry at school.
Now we say hungry.
Hungry.
Hungry at school, not hungry, okay? Hungry. Okay. Jake is hardly ever hungry at school. We've got number four.
Harry and Alex sometimes go to bed after midnight.
Yes, sometimes go to bed after midnight. Okay. Number five, please.
Frank usually tidies his bedroom at the weekend.
Usually tidies his
bedroom.
Good. His bedroom at the weekend. Okay. And we got the last one.
The last one, the school bus is often late in the morning.
Is often late in the morning. Very good. So do you understand this exercise? Okay.
Yes.
It's quite easy, right? Easy for you. Okay, now let's learn about some question words. You know, how many words that, how many question words that we usually use to ask other people? For example, I said, what's your name? Where are you from? What do you like? Which shirt is yours? When do you go to school? Why are you happy? How do you go to school? So we have who, where, what, which, when, why, how are the question words that we usually use to ask other people. Okay. When we use who, is we are asking about one person, or we asking about people. Who is for people? Who did that? Who is talking? Who is playing? So we are asking about people. And we're gonna ask where. Where is mean we want to ask about the position, the place, the location. For example, I want to ask, where are you living now? I want to ask the place the place that you are living now. In Ho Chi Minh, right?
Yes.
Yes, so where is asked for is used to ask about the position or the place or the location. And we're gonna and we use what to ask about a specific thing or an object in our surrounding. For example, I want to ask, what is it? So it is an object. It is, so we use what to ask. We cannot use who is it. This is not person. This is not person. So we cannot use who. We have to use what. What is it? What is that? What are these? What are they? What is he like? What do you look like? For example, and we use which to ask a choice or an alternative or something like I want to ask which paper is it? Cái tờ giấy này là của ai? Which paper is it? A choice. Or which one can I choose between this shirt and this t-shirt? Which one can I choose? Yeah, so we use which. And we also use which to ask about something like which food do you prefer, pizza or spaghetti? We asked about the choice, their choice. Okay, and we use when to ask about the time. Okay, when do you go to school means what time do you go to school? The time. Ask about the time of somebody or of something, and we use why to know the reason. For example, you look so angry, and I want to ask, why are you so angry? I want to know the reasons why you are angry. Okay, and the last one we're gonna use how. How is used to ask about a manner or a way of something or somebody. For example, I want to ask, how are you? For example, I want to know the feeling of you today, of your feeling today. How are you? Yes.
I feel I feel is I feel cái nó là ý là
how có nghĩa là như thế nào, có nghĩa là một cái gì đấy nó hành động như thế nào, nó hoạt động như thế nào, nó cư xử ra sao, thì cái đấy thì mình sẽ dùng là how. How do you do that? How can you do that? How can I do that? Tôi có thể tôi làm bằng cách nào thế, kiểu nó sẽ là kiểu như thế nào vậy, nó muốn hỏi về cái cách mà nó hoạt động hay là cách mà nó vận hành, thì khi đấy mình sẽ dùng là how. Okay. Okay, now can you find the question words for me? Like what, when, why, which, how? Can you find the words? Can you find the question words?
Which clubs do you go to?
Very good. It's the choice, right? Which clubs do you go to? Okay.
And who takes photography clubs?
Yes. Who takes photography club? Want to ask a person. Okay, next.
How often does the club meet?
How often does the club meet?
Why don't you come along?
Why don't you come along? Want to know the reason? Okay.
And when does the next lesson to start?
Yes, when. Want to know about the time? In 2 minutes. The next lesson, we start in 2 minutes. Okay. Now, let's read the answer and underline the correct question words. For example, the answer is by bus. So which question words that we use to ask? How or when?
How do you get to school?
Very good. How do you get to school, or how do you go to school? Okay.
And number 2 is where are you?
Where are you in? Very good.
When do you do your homework?
When do you do your homework? After dinner. Okay.
How many subjects do you do at school?
How many subjects? 10. So it is asked about the quality. No, the quantity. The quantity. 10. Number 5.
Number 5. When do you usually meet your friends?
Very good. So when do you usually meet your friends? On Friday evenings. They want to know about the time that you usually meet your friends. Okay, number 6.
Number 6. Whose pencil case?
This one?
Yes, this question.
Okay, I want to emphasize one thing is that we use whose to talk about possessive. Do you know possessive? Sở hữu cái khi mà mình nói về một cái gì đấy sở hữu cái gì thì mình sẽ dùng là whose. Cái pencil case này là của ai? Là của ai? Là ai đã sở hữu cái pencil case này? Thì cái lúc mà người ta hỏi là cái sở hữu đấy thì mình sẽ dùng là whose. Mình không có whose này nhé. Whose này là để nói về ai thôi chứ không phải là ai sở hữu cái gì. Khi nào mà ai sở hữu cái gì ấy, thì nó sẽ là whose. Chúng ta nhận biết bằng cách là nhìn vào cái đáp án là my brothers là của anh trai tôi, của anh trai của đây. Okay, remember? Okay, now the last one. Can you complete all the questions with the correct question words? It's quite easy, so just do it real quick. I have a suggestion, which is how. How? For example, the answer is 2. So the question word is here. Can you look at this? The answer is about the quantity. So we're going to use how many to ask. How many brothers and sisters have you got? I've got 2 brothers and 1 sister, for example. Yes. So we use how many. And about number 2. Do you sit next to in math lesson? You're going to use who or which or when or why. Can you translate this question? Ai là người đã ngồi cạnh bạn? Ai là người mà bạn ngồi cạnh ở trong cái môn toán này? Vậy thì ai ở đây thì mình dùng là question word là gì? Who? Yes. Who do you sit next to? We cannot use when. Mình có thể dùng là when bởi vì chúng ta hỏi là khi nào thì bạn ngồi gần vào tiết toán. Cái đấy it doesn't make sense, so we cannot use when. Okay, number 3.
When do you travel to and from school?
No. From school. To and from school. So we ask about the transportation, which is how. How do you travel to and from school? Bạn đi đến trường và về bằng cách nào? Okay, we got 2 prepositions here. Do you remember? Okay, so number 4 is easy. Number 4 is very easy.
Where do you live?
Yes, where do you live? Okay, number 5. Go to bed. Want to ask about the time that you usually go to bed.
When?
Yes.
When
do you usually go to bed? And how about breakfast? When do you usually eat for breakfast? We cannot use when. We have to use what. What do you usually eat for breakfast? Okay. And the last one.
Which do you prefer?
Very good, because this is the choice that we have to make, right?
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
So, okay, do you understand all of this?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, very good. So this is all the adverbs of frequency that we just learned about today. And next time we're gonna have a, listening part, just listening. And this is the end of our lesson today. And see you next time. And remember to do your homework. I will send it later. Okay, bye. Good evening. Oh, good night. Sorry.